Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Nisrina Salma Octaviana from 7A class. Here, I will answer all questions midterm examination for language technology course. For the first, I will explain about the 3 stages of computer-assisted language learning are called. Computer-assisted language learning, or CAL, has evolved through 3 main stages. There is behavioristic CAL, communicative CAL, and integrative CAL. The first is behavioristic CAL, or around the 1960s until 1970s, was based on behaviorist learning theories that focused on repetition and reinforcement. In this stage, computers were mainly used for drill and practice exercise, where learners repeated vocabulary or grammar patterns to form correct language habits. For example, of this is the Plato system, which allowed students to practice language structures through multiple choice exercises and immediate feedback. The second stage is communicative CAL around the 1980s until 1990s, shifted focus from repetition to communication and expression. Influenced by communicative language teaching, this stage emphasized using language for real purposes rather than mechanical practice. Learners engage with interactive programs, text reconstructions activities, and simple word processing tasks that encourage creativity and problem solving. For example, learners might complete a story, participate in text-based simulations, or use early computer games that required meaningful language input. The third is integrative CAL, or 2000s until present. Combines all language skills and integrates technologies such as multimedia, the internet, and online learning platforms. It reflects the rise of digital communication tools and authentic learning environments. For example, learners can use platforms like Duolingo, Zoom, or Google Classroom to practice speaking, listening, reading, and writing in realistic contexts. This stage emphasizes learner autonomy, collaboration, and the use of technology as an integral part of the language learning process. And the second question, I will explain about advantages and disadvantages of using technology in language learning. The first advantages of using technology in language learning. The first, access to authentic materials. Learners can access real-world text, videos, and audio from native speakers. Second, interactive learning. Technology makes learning more engaging through games, apps, and quizzes. The third, flexibility. Students can learn anytime and anywhere. The next is instant feedback. Many online tools correct grammar or pronunciation immediately. And the last is collaboration. Learners can communicate globally through forums or virtual classes. And the next is disadvantages of using technology in language learning. The first, distraction. Learners may get distracted by social media or unrelated content. The second, digital divide. Not all students have equal access to technology or the internet. The third is technical problems. Software or network issues can interrupt learning. The next is reduce face-to-face interaction. Over-reliance on technology may limit real conversation practice. And the last is quality control. Not all online resources are accurate or pedagogically sound. And the third question, I will mention and explain about 7 new vocabulary related to technology. The first is artificial intelligence or AI. is technology that simulates human thinking used in tools like GPT or speech recognition systems. And the second is algorithm, a set of instructions a computer follows to solve problems or perform tasks. And the third is cloud computing, storing and accessing data and programs over the internet instead of on a local computer. And the fourth is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity refers to the practice of protecting computer systems, networks, and data from digital attacks or unauthorized access. It ensures that the safety and privacy of information in the online environment. And the fifth is virtual reality of VR, a computer generated 3D environment that allows users to experience and interact with a simulated world. And the sixth is augmented reality or AR, technology that overlays digital information like image or sounds onto the real world through a device such as a smartphone. And the last is gamification, using game like elements, points, levels, rewards in non-game context to motivate learners. Okay, the next, I will discuss material about a personal letter. So today we will discuss first about definition, the function, the characteristic, and the structure of a personal letter. And first we will discuss about definition of personal letter. A personal letter is a letter whose contents discuss personal matters or personal interests that we want to convey to the recipient of the letter, such as expressing feelings, experiences, stories, or news about you. It's true that we can easily communicate and share information through social media these days. However, the vibe is different when we receive a personal letter from a distant friend or family member, rather than simply reading a text message. And the next is the function of personal letter. What are the functions of a personal letter? The first is sharing information, the second expressing feeling, the third is developing grammar ability, the fourth is congratulating. So, the functions and purposes of a personal letter vary from sharing stories, sharing experiences, inviting someone, and so on. Next, we will discuss the characteristic of a personal letter. What distinguishes a personal letter from other letters? The first, it doesn't have a letterhead. This is what differentiates it from an official letter. The second doesn't have a letter number. The third uses personal and relaxed greeting in opening and closing greetings. The next is the sentences and language used are not too formal and tend to use everyday language that is often used by the writer and recipient of the letter but are still polite and easy to understand. The last is the writing format depends on the wishes and interests of the writer of is free. And the next we will discuss the structure of a personal letter. The first is date and address, the second is salutation, the third is introduction, the fourth is body, the fifth is closure, the sixth is complementary clause, and the last is signature. And this is example of a personal letter. And then are you understand guys about the structure of a personal letter? If you already understand the structure of a personal letter and before we end today's material, I'll give you a quiz. After that, I'll explain how to access and complete it. I will explain how to access and answer the quiz questions on the Wayground website. First, go to Google and type Wayground. This website is a kind of quiz application. And then click Wayground. After you enter the Wayground website, I'll give you a code or link to access the quiz or complete the quiz I created. After that, enter the code I have provided or click the link. And then I will enter the code. And then click join. And then after that, enter your name. Click start. And then after you have all access the code or click the link, I will start the quiz. The quiz has 26 questions and you only have 1 minute to answer each question. After that, simply choose the correct answer as I explained in the previous material. If the answer is correct, you get a point. You can scroll to read. Comfortable. Alright. And so on. You can answer your question until 26 question. Okay. If you have finished answering all the questions, at the end, uh, at the end of the session, you can view your correct answers or study further. You can also see your scores. Here, you can see the wrong and correct answers. And here, you can also see which answer is correct. Okay, like this one. Okay, guys, thank you for participating in this quiz. So, the conclusion of all the answers is technology has played a significant role in transforming the way languages are taught and learned. The development of computer assisted language learning, or CALL, through its three stages behavioristic, communicative, and integrative shows how language education has evolved from simple drills to interactive and integrated learning experiences. Technology provides many advantages, such as flexibility, access to authentic materials, and interactive learning opportunities. Although it also presents some challenges, including distraction and unequal access. Moreover, new technological concepts like artificial intelligence, cloud computing, cyber security, virtual reality, and gamification continue to enhance the learning process by making it more engaging and efficient. Overall, the integration of technology in language learning encourages creativity, collaboration, and autonomy, helping learners develop language skills in more dynamic and effective ways. And using a website or an application to create questions or quizzes really makes a lesson very interesting and fun. Okay, that's my explanation and answer. That's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.